Kreider, and I want to talk to you today about motivational interviewing. This is a strategy I use as a substance abuse counselor. The spirit of motivational interviewing includes partnership, acceptance, compassion, and evocation. And the four processes of motivational interviewing are engaging, focusing, evoking, and planning. And we do those processes in multiple ways. We try to engage our clients through building rapport with them using OARS, which is a conversational acronym shown here in the middle that stands for open-ended questions, affirmations, reflections, and summary statements. We help our clients focus on areas that they want to address in making change by using a tool called agenda mapping down in the lower left corner to get a big picture view of what a client might be coping with and what the priorities for change are. We also listen for change talk using the acronym DARN CAT, and that is shown in the lower right hand corner. That stands for desire, ability, reasons, need, commitment, activation, and taking steps. And we gauge their readiness for change using the readiness ruler, also down in the lower right hand corner, to figure out on a scale from 0 to 10 how important change is to them. Important part of motivational interviewing is assessing where our clients at and what stage of change they may be. The pre-contemplation stage, a client is not thinking about making any changes or has rejected making changes completely. In that stage, it's really impossible to motivate a client for change, and we have to accept where they're at and not force our opinions on them because, as I said before, the client is autonomous in making decisions for themselves. In the contemplation stage, they are beginning to think about what their life would look like if they made some changes, and they may show some ambivalence, but they are receptive towards change talk. In the planning phase, the client is willing to be involved in creating a plan for change, and the counselor can assist by giving the client tools, finding out what has worked for the client in the past, and helping them to create a plan with varying options for change. In the action phase, the client is responsible for taking those steps, and the counselor can offer support and encouragement. In the maintenance phase, the client has made the change, and the counselor's job is to continue to support and encourage so that the client stays on the path towards progress. Unfortunately, relapse does occur in making changes where the client may resort to old patterns or behaviors. And the key for the counselor here is to help the client to get back into the contemplation, planning, and action phases instead of allowing that relapse to continue. So shaming or guilting the client is not advisable. Rather, we want to encourage our client and show them areas where they were successful in the past and can continue to be successful again. As the client begins thinking about change, we can prompt them with some questions and measure their level of readiness by using the readiness ruler. We can ask questions like, what changes are you considering? How important is it to you that you make this change? How confident are you that you are able to make this change? And how ready are you to make this change? And we can assess the answers by asking the client to rank them on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not at all, or 10 being very, to see what level of motivation they have to make changes. Change talk cues. We use the acronym DARN CAT to recognize those cues, and they stand for the desire to change, how a client feels about their ability to change, the reasons they have for wanting to change, why they feel they need to change, their commitment level, and any verbal agreements they would make, the activation of change, so they're willing to commit to certain plans of action, and then taking steps, so when they finally put those plans into action and follow through. Next, I'm going to show you what the ORS approach looks like in motivational interviewing by conducting a mock session with a client. The client is actually my sister, and she has given me her permission to record this mock session. Look for the key components of ORS, including open-ended questions, affirmation, reflection, and summarizing. Hi, my name is Heidi. I'll be the counselor seeing you today.
Nice
So
to
why
meet you.
don't you tell me a little bit about why you're here today?
Well, I guess I'm here because I think that my drinking has gotten a little too much lately, and I think I want to cut down a little bit.
Well, I think it's great that you're making the first step in recognizing that maybe drinking is becoming a problem in your life. Um, so what are some reasons that you feel that you might need to change your drinking behavior?
Well, I guess my main reason is my partner has been complaining about it, and then also my kids have been saying stuff too.
Okay. So just to clarify, you feel like you need to change your drinking because it's starting to cause some problems in your relationships?
Yeah, I would definitely say that it's been causing issues. Yes.
Okay. So on a scale from 0 to 10, how motivated are you to change your drinking behavior?
Honestly, I would probably say only a 5.
Okay. So you have a little bit of reluctance.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think are some practical first steps that you might be willing to commit to today?
Well, I really don't know, what a good first step might be, but maybe, I've been drinking some every day, so maybe cutting back to every other day.
Okay. I think that sounds fair. How much do you drink on a typical day?
Well, honestly, on a bad day, it could be 5 or 6 drinks. And then maybe on a good day, only 2.
Okay. So 2 is definitely within, a healthy drinking limit. Do you think that you could commit to 2 drinks maybe every other day?
I don't know, I think that might be too lofty of a goal, honestly, first. Maybe 2 drinks on a good day and maybe 3 on a bad.
I think that would be a great first step. And then maybe we can talk some more about some healthier coping mechanisms for those bad days.
Yeah, I definitely need to learn some other ways to cope.
Okay. So before we end here today, I just want to summarize that we're on the same page. So you are making a commitment today to limit your drinking to every other day, 2 drinks, no more than 3.
Yep,
Does that
that
sound
sounds
right?
good.
Okay.
Yep,
Well, let's touch base again next week and see if we're able to stick to that plan. How does that sound?
sounds good.
Great. Thanks for coming in today.
Mhm.